everybody, Tanya here. So this all started when I decided to try my hand at painting my bathroom cabinets, and I was super happy with the results and really enjoyed it. So this gave me the confidence to tackle my kitchen cabinets as well. So before we had these oak finish cabinets with peach walls, and now we have this beautiful neutral updated look with a new color on the wall, and wow, what a difference. There's also a new backsplash coming soon. But today I'm going to be focusing on these old bar stools. They are in desperate need of a makeover, and when I get done with them, they're going to match my kitchen, so I'm excited to get started. I will be removing the old finish on the seat portion and adding a new stain, and for the legs I will give it a light scuff and apply some fresh paint. I'm also painting these French doors to black. More about that later. So I just started with an 80 grit sandpaper in order to take off that old finish, and I wanted to do these edge portions by hand so that those corners retain their shape. Then I went in with the orbital sander, again started with an 80 grit. I eventually moved up to a 150 and ended with a 220, which is a more fine grit. I'm a school bus driver by trade, but today happens to be a snow day, so it gave me extra time to work on these pieces. So going back to the sanding, I did finish with a 220 grit, and by the time I got done, these surfaces were just smooth as butter. Initially, I wanted to remove the seat from the legs so that I could stain and paint separately, but as I was removing the screws, I realized that everything was glued together, so that wasn't going to happen on this project. That's okay. I wanted to try this sander attachment for scuffing the legs. I thought it might save me some time. In the end, it really did not. I ended up doing some of this by hand anyway. Now it's time to hit this with some simple green and wiping it down with a damp microfiber cloth. Did I mention it's a snow day? I love it. I'm going to be applying some pre-stained wood conditioner. Now this step is not absolutely necessary, but it does help the stain to adhere more evenly. These are looking better already. I love the direction this is going. So once that's dry, I take my stain and I picked a carbon gray color. I'm just going to make sure that the surface is saturated with the stain and then let it sit for a little while, and I'll come back with a dry rag and just wipe it all away. I love that marble look on the edge of that grain there. Now it's time for paint. I ended up putting on 3 coats to really cover this. And I went back on the railing where your feet go, and I did probably at least 5 or 6 coats on that area just to really beef it up. I did get some slop paint on the stained area, and what I realized is that if I had done the top coat on my stain first, then that paint slop would have just wiped right away. I was able to go back and scuff it and then retouch it with the stain. Now it's time for the top coat of polyurethane, just putting it on nice and even here. Now this first coat did dry a little rough, even though I did wipe it down with a dry cloth before I started, but I was able to go back and just lightly sand over it, get those bumps out of there, put another fresh coat on, and it dried nice and smooth. And here we have the finished product, and I love it so much. They look so much better. And remember those French doors? Well, here they are with again, the new paint on the wall, and yes, I did paint my trim as well. It just makes the whole place look nice and new. So here's another before and after, and this is the part where I really want to thank my husband. He's helped me get my workshop set up, and he's always making sure that I have the supplies and the tools I need and sharing his knowledge with me, and I love that and I really appreciate that. I could not do any of this without him. I can't wait to see where this journey takes me. I feel like I'm just getting started, and I cannot wait for my next project. I hope I inspired you to do something you love. And until next time, thank you so much for watching.